Hello and welcome to What the F*** Just Happened Today, your essential guide to the daily shock and awe in national politics. I'm Joe Amditis. Let's get to it. It's Tuesday, January 17th, 2023. Welcome to day 728. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen notified Congress that the United States will hit the debt ceiling Thursday. The debt limit is the maximum that the federal government is allowed to borrow to fulfill its financial obligations. Beginning January 19th, the Treasury Department will resort to extraordinary measures to avoid a potentially catastrophic default, which will enable, quote, the government to meet its obligations for only a limited amount of time, end quote. Those measures, however, will only delay until early June. Yellen urged lawmakers to, quote, act in a timely manner, end quote, to increase or suspend the debt limit, saying the, quote, failure to meet the government's obligations would cause irreparable harm to the U.S. economy, the livelihoods of all Americans, and global financial stability, end quote. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy called on Democrats to negotiate with Republicans over a fiscal plan that includes an increase in the federal debt limit. Biden and congressional Democrats, however, have said they will not offer any concessions or negotiate on raising the debt ceiling, saying it should be raised without conditions. Moving on, Biden's aides found 5 additional pages of classified material at his personal residence in Delaware. The discovery came hours after Attorney General Merrick Garland appointed a special counsel to investigate why classified documents from Biden's time as vice president have been found at both his home and the office he used at a Washington think tank. Last week, the White House disclosed that classified Obama-era documents were found in Biden's possession on 4 separate occasions. In total, about 20 documents have been recovered and immediately turned over to the National Archives or Department of Justice. Meanwhile, House Republicans demanded 2 years of visitor logs from Biden's Delaware home and all other information related to the recently discovered documents. We have a lot of questions, said James Comer, chairman of the House Oversight and Accountability Committee, calling the matter troubling. Comer referred to Biden's home as a crime scene, even though he acknowledged that he doesn't know whether any laws were actually broken, but said the matter had raised questions about whether Biden had, quote, jeopardized our national security, end quote. Comer, however, refused to explain why he wants to investigate the 20 or so classified documents that Biden voluntarily turned over, but not the roughly 300 classified documents, including some at the top secret level that were retrieved from Trump's residence only after the FBI executed a search warrant at Mar-a-Lago. The White House and the Secret Service, meanwhile, say they do not maintain visitor logs for Biden's personal home in Delaware, quote, like every president across decades of modern history, end quote. Moving on, a failed Republican candidate for the New Mexico House was arrested for orchestrating a series of shootings targeting Democratic state officials. Albuquerque police arrested Solomon Pena, who paid 4 other men to shoot at the Albuquerque area homes of 2 county commissioners and 2 state legislators. Investigators believe Pena was present for at least one of the shootings. Pena lost his November election to incumbent Miguel Garcia and has repeatedly claimed that the election was rigged. And finally, Marjorie Taylor Greene and Paul Gosar received committee assignments after being removed from their committees in 2021 over violent social media posts. The House voted in February of 2021 to remove Greene from her committee assignments for her embrace of conspiracy theories and her past endorsements for executing Democratic politicians before she was elected to Congress. Gosar also had his committee positions taken away after he posted an animated video which depicted him killing Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and attacking Joe Biden. Greene will now be seated on the Homeland Security Committee, and Gosar will be seated on the House Natural Resources Committee. Greene, Gosar, and Lauren Boebert will also be seated on the House Oversight and Accountability Committee. Quote, Joe Biden, be prepared, said Greene in a statement. Quote, we are going to uncover every corrupt business dealing, every foreign entanglement, every abuse of power, end quote. Scandal-plagued George Santos also received a seat on the House Committee on Small Business, despite calls from his own party to resign. That's all for now. You can find the links and sources for all of these stories on the main website. And as always, visit whatthefjusthappenedtoday.com for the latest news and headlines. Until next time, I'm Joe Amditis.